Yo, what's up to all the iron headaches out there? Yeah, so been a crazy year, but finally getting some time off to get back into the shed here and continue progress on the 76 XLCH. So I just wanted to update anybody who cares, but the transmission is still out of the bike, and I am hoping to get the parts in soon. We're going to start with just some new shifter forks and like a washer kit and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to go through and we're going to measure and get it in as best as we can, do the end play, all that kind of stuff. So if you've been following along for a couple of the videos, thank you. We're just taking the time that we can with what we have, and as you can see, there hasn't really been any progress still, but as I've been looking at the bike and looking, I am like more curious to convert it into a right side shift. So from what I understand, it's really just popping the bushing plug out of the cam cover, getting a older shift arm from a 74 or earlier, and putting the transmission back in. So I have to figure out foot pedal stuff and linkages and brakes and that kind of thing. So I really am just sort of tossing that up in the air. So if anybody has any advice out there, or has done it, or whatever, has any sort of insight into whether or not that's a good idea, or if I should just stick with the stock linkage and call it a day. I don't want to like do too much to this bike just because I don't want to dump a ton of money into it because of all the welds and all the shit that I'm just finding as I'm going through this bike. So if I were to like build a chopper, which this isn't, obviously it's got a suspension on the rear end and all that kind of stuff. So if I were to spend the money and convert it or just put all that stuff into it, I feel like I just want to get it up and running, enjoy it, and I don't know, sell it, keep it, not really sure, but it's tough to get rid of these bikes after you've worked on them for so long. I just feel like they become sentimental. Like the Honda here, I know I would never get rid of that bike. And then if you can see over here, I've got a 350 twin that I love as well. That thing, I haven't ridden it since this 550 Super Sport's been finished, and the XLCH is coming to the picture. But I really just want to have a cool bike to ride around, and I feel like this is pretty cool. It's not like a show bike at all. It's not going to be that. I don't want it to be that, but I just want it to be something cool, customized, and it has like my personality on it. So I like the dirty sort of Mad Max look, just the unpolished, sort of like ridden and not kept in a museum sort of look. But I'm just learning as we go. So any insight into that would be great. But I feel like I have read enough, and I've assembled and disassembled the transmission at least 2 or 3 dozen times at this point, and I've just read all over the forums and figured out just the process that it takes to get these put back in and rebuilt. So in that aspect, I think we're going to start with just 2 standard shift forks, and then I'll take my measurements and go from there, and then we'll decide what kind of offsets, if any, are going to be needed, which from what I've read is pretty much a guarantee. So we'll get that figured out. And another thing that I'm really sort of not wanting to do because of the on the right side shift conversion is take the cam cover off. It's a lot of, it's work that I've already done, and I don't want to have to just, make more work for myself. I would really like to just get it up, get it going, and see where we're at with the transmission. I need a new chain tensioner. Just got a bunch of parts that are coming in. I've been thinking a little bit about the seat as well. Maybe you can see it if I move this way. The seat is out, but here, if you follow me, I did buy this. Everybody at Lowbrow, I did buy this seat here, so kind of like a little mock-up. I don't know if you can see it here, maybe. But just, I don't know, that's kind of cool, right? Like, if we take the, let me try to get the camera over here. Yeah. I don't know, springs and springs, is that cool? Is that not cool? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Is it cool? Is it not cool? You tell me. I can't decide. I've read whatever, people think it's stupid to have the double suspension. I say fuck the haters, but whatever, it's kind of, that's the thing. I just want to do what I want to do, what I feel is cool for the bike, and that, I don't know, that feels cool to me. I'm not really planning on having anybody on the bike with me, and I just want to have something other than sort of the shitty generic seat that the bike came with. So that's kind of the idea, and so just kind of working on that and a few other aesthetic pieces. But I feel like, I don't know, I should just keep the shift linkage in and just sort of do just get it done, get it bolted up. It's gonna leak a little bit, and you can see, and in the previous videos, all the case welds, all the shit that has just like been discovered with this thing throughout the years. And I feel like a proper build might, I kind of want to do a more modern sporty engine, the 80s through the 90s sort of era Sportster, or maybe even the next bike, now that we're on the Sportster thing, maybe try to do like a shovel Evo sort of thing. I don't know, but that's just like future stuff. But for now, we're gonna wait for the parts to come in. We're gonna focus on the transmission here. I'm not gonna do another gear set. I know that there was some like heating on the gears, but I don't see any chipping or cracks, or all the dogs look like they're pretty well in good shape. It was really just that one shifter fork that had just been bent and grinded out. So I'm gonna take my chances because the budget is pretty much like non-existent, and I'm just gonna do what I can with what I have. And that is not a lot, but it's enough to get this bike buttoned back up and put back together. So over the next few months, now that I'm not touring, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna work on stuff around the house, which you guys won't see, but it'll, in the time that I'm home, we'll have plenty of time to get this button back up, squared away. So we're gonna do more learning, more IronheadAche adventures. So hopefully y'all are gonna stay tuned. I appreciate everybody who takes the time to watch these. I'm not really like a big content maker. It's not like I don't know, I just like to do this shit, man, and I like to document it. And I'm not really into like the short form stuff. Like I just like, instructional. I just want to document what we're doing here. I do have plans to put together a bunch of videos from some cool motorcycle adventures we got to do this year while we were on tour. We had some time in LA this summer where we rented bikes, and we got to rent from Eagle Rider, and I rented a Pan America, and we rode from LA up the PCH to Ventura, spent the night. You know, rode through Ojai, got dinner, all that kind of thing, rode back to Ventura, stayed, woke up the next day, rode into LA, went by the bike shed, and then took the bikes back to Eagle Rider. So also a few days ago, just got back from South Africa, and oddly enough, there was a Harley dealer, the Harley dealer in Cape Town, was right across the street from the hotel. So first things first, when we landed, we found that out and went right over to the dealer just to say hey and get some t-shirts and that kind of stuff. And they had a rental program through the dealer. It wasn't an Eagle Rider or anything. So we took like a day to make a plan, put a plan together. They took care of us really well there. So I got to rent a road glide. Jason rented a street glide, and we rode for like 220 miles all around Cape Town and a bunch of other destinations. And I wasn't planning on doing that, so I didn't bring any of this like camera kind of equipment with me. And I just have some pictures, some phone videos, but there's no like riding. There's not going to be a ton of content, but the LA one, I did have my camera stuff with me, you know, helmet mount sort of thing. So there is some cool stuff that we can edit together and put together just to kind of highlight the trip. But that was, you know, that's pretty much been the motorcycle adventures this year. My dad's come out a couple of times, and we've ridden the trusty old Honda here. Just gets me around town. It's fun, it's quick, and I you know, it's my first learning building experience with a motorcycle, and I think it turned out great. But we're going to try to take that energy and dump it into this. So that's just some of the stuff coming up for the future, and just wanted to update everybody with what's going on and say thanks again for watching the channel and just being here for the adventure. So thanks again, and I'll talk to all my iron headaches out there later.